Hello, epic viewers from around the multiverse. Prepare to bask in unprecedented glory, because today we're going to be reviewing the DC Multiverse Aquaman movie action figures that were revealed at SDCC 2018. Do these action figures warrant their hefty, lofty, staggering, exorbitant premium prices, or should you desist, abstain, and forgo buying these Aquaman movie figurines? Well, in my objective opinion, I believe that you should refrain from buying them. Why? You may ask. Well, they're not up to par with their predecessors. In other words, they can't hold a candle to the previously released, superior in every facet, DC Universe Classics figures that trump these figures in terms of articulation, aesthetics, details, shadings, textures, sculpts, designs, accessories, and build-a-figure pieces. Now, these action figures do have some semblance of merit. Don't misunderstand me, but they just don't have enough merit to warrant their retail price of over $20. Therefore, they should be relegated to the clearance section of your local big box retail store. So as you can see, we have the figurine of Ocean Master as well as Aquaman. And then we have a figurine of Black Manta. There's one of Mura as well. And of course, other figures in the DC Multiverse line include Lex Luthor, donning some metallic armor. And then we have the figurine of Vixen, which is slated to be released come the latter half of 2018. We have another iteration of Wonder Woman, or another variant of Wonder Woman. It looks like she's about to unfurl her lasso. We have a new Batman figure. I'm not too much of a fan of the vacant neutral expression, nor do I like the paint applications on this figure. The color schemes are not very aesthetically appealing, but he does have interchangeable hands, so that's a boon to the action figure collector. You can display him any way you see fit. I detest the open hands, and I prefer not to utilize the semi-fisted hands or the semi-closed hands. I prefer the fisted hands. We have a figurine of Spoiler. I don't know who that is. We have a figurine of Batgirl, another one of Harley Quinn. Now, some of these action figures were revealed last year, but the Aquaman figurines that are being showcased in this video have debuted at SDCC 2018. Now, I'm unsure whether or not you can buy the sharks, but it is nice that we get some new villainous characters. And I'm not sure their monikers, but these figurines would be ideal for army building. So if they're going to release more army builder figures, like the Parademons, like the Manhunter robots, like the Hydra soldiers, I'm all for that. But I just can't vindicate the nearly $22, nearly let me revamp that. I can't vindicate spending over $20 per figure, so I can't justify the $22 price point. When you factor in the sales tax, it's going to be nearly $22. So these figures are not as shoddy as Hasbro Marvel Legends, but they're not comparable to the $8 DCUC action figures that were superior in every way, shape, and form. Now, don't get me wrong, these action figures do have merit in their own right. They have decent sculpts, decent designs, mediocre aesthetics, mediocre shadings, mediocre accessories, but they're characterized by insipid mediocrity. And their Build-A-Figure pieces that they can bundle with are dainty, scant, scrawny, and small relative to the Build-A-Figure pieces that the $8 Toy Biz Marvel Legends came bundled with, that were for a colossal, massive, burly, bulky Build-A-Figure that stood anywhere from 12 to 15 inches tall and that dwarfed all other figurines. So it's nice that new characters are being inducted into the DC Multiverse line. It's nice that Aquaman movie characters are wedging their way into the line, but these figures are not sculpted by the Four Horsemen Studios company, so they're not as intricate, they're not as stellar, they're not as robust as they potentially could be if Mattel contracted the Four Horsemen Studios Corporation to sculpt their upcoming figures. And I prefer Aquaman with blonde hair over the one with the brown hair. And for over $20 each, these figures do seem to be a bit chintzy and shoddy, to say the least. I'm not too adamant about their face sculpts and their visages. Their expressions are just too neutral for the most part. I would like to see a bit more personality, or a bit more life on their expressions. In other words, their expressions, their facial expressions should be more animated and less vacant. It seems as though their salts are vacuous. This Batman doesn't look like he's thinking. He looks like he has, I don't want to say dementia, but it looks like he's oblivious to what's going on, and he looks like he's melancholy and potentially depressed. This Wonder Woman looks a bit more stern. She looks a bit more menacing. She has a better facial expression. Her personality is emanating out of that facial expression. I was about to say it's radiating out of that facial expression. He's a better facial expression too. He's clenching his teeth, it seems. Vixen has a vacant facial expression. She doesn't really look like she's poised for battle. Plus, I prefer her appearance in the Justice League over her modern day look. This Lex Luthor looks like he's poised for battle. This Black Manta figurine is unique to say the least. I don't know if a variant has been released in which his face has been revealed. This is an expression of sorrow. He looks depressed. He looks like he's wallowing in agony and depression. Mura's facial expression is neutral. I do like the metallic designs of Mura and Aquaman. And these figures look embellished when you have light gleaming on them. So I love the metallic sheen. I also think that Ocean Master has a decent sculpt and better sculpt relative to most figures in the DC Multiverse action figure line. So overall, as a totality, as an aggregate, for over $20 each. In terms of the DC Multiverse Aquaman movie action figures revealed at SDCC 2018, I'd have to give this wave, these reveals, a 3 out of 10 at best, and this was me being generous and demonstrating magnanimity. I'm only giving it a 3 out of 10 because new action figures were inducted into the line, and they are nice to flaunt on the show, but in spite of that, they just are not up to par with the $8 DCUC previously released action figures, nor are they up to snuff with the $8 Toy Biz Marvel Legends. And because of the contrast between their predecessor figures, I just can't vindicate giving them a higher score above 3 out of 10, especially when you factor in that they cost 250% more per figure and are not even on par with their predecessor figures. So it's good that new characters have been introduced into the line, and hopefully this character, I don't know what his moniker is, hopefully can be utilized for army building. I'll try to find the names of these characters, and if I do, then I'll leave them in the description. But and the static, and hopefully I can stumble upon these figures via eBay for under $10. But buying army builder figures on eBay, such as the DCUC Parademon, for under $10 is nearly impossible. I forecast that this particular army builder figure, this amphibious, notorious, menacing, cunning, conniving, sadistic, malicious, rancorous sea creature will likely be well over $20 in the pending future, since collectors love to army build, even if their army build figures are chintzy and shoddy and low in quality. So I hope that you found this review to be fascinating and enthralling. I love to buy giant sharks, a figure of Mura, more army builder figures, and figures of characters I lack, but for over $20 I just can't vindicate succumbing to the asking prices. So Mattel can do much better, and they should outsource all their sculpting for their upcoming figures to the Four Horsemen Studios Corporation. That would ramp up the intrinsic value of their figures and render their figures high quality figures. So unfortunately, these figures are characterized by insipid mediocrity, but they're better than the Hasbro Marvel Legends. even though that's not saying much. I hope that you found this video to be intriguing. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.